I'm in sound and I saw Airplane. It is written and directed by Jim Abrahams. If you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. This is requested by Patreon. If you'd like to fast track a movie review, patreon.com/ASEPresents. Time and temperature check, it is 5:30 p.m. Temperature is 75 degrees. Humidity is 39%. On with the review. This movie follows Ted. He was in the military. He has PTSD. Every time he goes onto this airplane, he gets some sort of wartime flashbacks. And he's also just constantly throwing drinks into his face. Keeps missing his mouth every single time. Did I mention that this is a comedy movie? So anyway, he goes onto this plane because he needs to go follow his ex, Elaine, and she's like, "You suck, I hate you." And he's like, "No, please, no, I'll even get over my fear of being on this plane, on planes again, in order to follow you, because you're a stewardess." And so guess what happens? She's on the plane, and so is Ted, and he follows her. These were the good old days in which you can go up to the counter and be like, "1 ticket, please," and they'd be like, "Yes, okay, yeah, we have some space available." Now airplanes they always overbook their planes, so there's never a chance you could do that. You always have to order online ahead. You could probably buy a ticket, but it's very hard to do so now. But anyway, he's just dealing with living life, whatever. He's being afraid. Comedy hijinks happening around him, which is making him more afraid of flying. He's already having anxious shakes, all that fun jazz. And then there are fish. The fish was not cooked well, so everybody who ate the fish, including the 2 co-pilots, I guess there's 1 pilot, 1 co-pilot, or is it 2 co-pilots? How does that work? Anyway, both of them are gone. They ate the fish, and they're sick. It's up to Elaine, who didn't eat the fish, to man the plane, and she doesn't know how to man a plane. She's a stewardess. Ted has to take over the plane. And there's a point in which he's like, "I'm done. I'm not going to be the one who handles this plane." And he has to be reminded that he's the only person, he's the only one in the position to man the plane. And my favorite part of this is you got her, she's talking like, "Hey guys, don't worry, just be comfortable, it's alright." In other news, is there anybody who knows how to pilot a plane? And then everyone starts freaking out, because obviously everyone would start freaking out. You're just telling them that there's nobody who knows how to drive this plane, operating the plane right now. Luckily, Ted is there, and he does a very rough landing. There's a lot of comical hijinks that happen. What was that? That scared me. That was probably a bird. Oh, I don't like weird sounds coming next to my head. I'm like, ah. Anyway, so this is a funny movie. The people used as reference in this movie, I didn't get, because I don't know those people's names, so I'm not like sure what their names means. That sets up the joke. You know, I'm not a big fan of those type of jokes that really have you needing to know everything in surrounding context in culture. All of that is just hard for me to grasp, because I'm like, I don't really have much of a cultural grasp. Haven't watched many movies. That's how I started doing mint salad sauce, so I can catch up on movies that I hadn't seen that everybody else has seen. It seems like I'm ultimately just trying to get cultural context. And then I see this movie and it parodies things. This is from the 80s. I was born in 2000, so I don't have any lived experience growing up in the 80s knowing what these references mean, which is why I'm like, okay, I get that this is a reference, but I don't quite get it. But the stuff that I did get is stuff that I have familiarity with, like being on an airplane, knowing the decorum of being at an airport, being in an airplane. I like the part in which the airplane, it crashed through the window, because the guy was like doing this. He misdirected the plane the wrong way, and it caused a lot of damage. That is funny to me, because that's tangible. I think anybody who watches this, who has any familiarity with an airplane, how much airplanes cost, how much buildings cost, and how much damage was just done there, that joke is pretty funny. And it highlights that specific guy's role, why you need guys doing this, is so the pilots can be told where to go You know, it's all system. So anything like systematic, I understand. When it comes to like people references, I don't understand. But I think overall this is a fun movie because he lands the plane and he gets back with his girlfriend. It's a good time. It's pretty simple, pretty comedic. It's lighthearted if you grew up in the 80s, or if you grew up before the 80s. If you have any context of what an airplane is, I think you would enjoy this movie. But if you grew up in the 80s, grew up in the 70s, 60s, whatever, and you know exactly what the references are, I think you would get more out of this movie. As somebody who was born in 2000, I only get the systematic jokes. When it comes to the reference jokes, I don't know much about them. So, I'd give this one. It's an enjoyable watch. There's some moments I'm like, okay, I'm getting kind of bored. I guess it's just because of all the jokes I wouldn't have guessed or gotten. I think it's because all the jokes I wouldn't have gotten because I don't understand the references. They just kind of bore me. That's why I like Doctor Strangelove, because that's just like all about humanity. It's all about humans. Please, I don't like referential comedy because I won't understand the references, most likely, unless it's something about a movie that I've watched. Anyway, I like this one. It's a 7 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another on the platform, really likes it. If I haven't reviewed it on the channel, there's a chance I haven't seen it at all. That's why you gotta get them Patreon requests at patreon.com/ASEPresents. $20 dinos for one movie review per 1 month. Support the daily grind, and this you can go to my link tree. It keeps the daily grind going. So you can go here. And until next time, I'm mint salad. I'll see you later, my sad croutons and bacon bits. I'm gonna go hop on a plane, and I'm gonna go fly away. Goodbye.